Thank you very much, Freak. Indeed, standing by with SKT support after beating out C9 here. And, well, it was a much closer game than the last one you played versus C9. And as they are the last North American team in the World Championship, what do you think of them as a team? And do you think they can advance to the quarterfinals?
우선 오늘 첫 승리를 축하드립니다. 그 C9과의 경기에서 지난주보다는 훨씬 더 혈전이었는데 이제 그들의 경기력에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시는지 그리고 C9이 북미의 마지막 희망으로서 8강에 진출할 수 있을 것 같은지 말씀해 주세요.
네, 일단 지난주보다 좀 C9이 훨씬 좀 잘해진 것 같아요. 그래서 저희가 좀 초반에 고전한 것 같고 아마 이 경기력대로라면 저는 가능성이 있다고 생각해요. 꽤 높다고 생각해요.
So I think C9 they improved a lot compared to last week, and that's why we had such a difficult early game. And as long as they keep their performance as they played against us, then they have a really high possibility of advancing to the quarterfinals.
All right, well, we will see what happens. You guys have been very impressive so far. You did go for the Zyra, which was a famous Pumandu pick for the Season 3 SKT. Was that an inspiration for you to play it, and why do you think she's a good pick in the current meta?
그 자이라로 되게 인상적인 경기를 보여주셨는데 자이라 픽은 사실 이제 지금 코치로 있는 푸만두 코치의 시즌 3 당시에 되게 유명한 그 푸만두 선수의 전용 픽이었는데 그 혹시 영감을 받은 게 있는지 그리고 자이라 픽이 현재 메타에 어떠한 그 위치에 있는지 말씀해 주세요.
일단 만두 코치님에게 영감 받은 거는 지금은 좀 메타가 많이 바뀌어서 그때랑 좀 다른 거에서 딱히 없고요. 그냥 라인전이 강력하고 요새 상대 챔피언들이 뭐 올라프나 케넨 이런 돌진하는 챔피언이 많은데 그거를 카운터 치기 좋아서 요새 꽤 좋은 픽인 것 같아요.
So the meta right now is completely different from what it was back in season 3. So actually I didn't get too much inspiration from Pumandu. But I think Zyra is a really good pick in the current meta because it's really good to counter those like champions that kind of like charge in like Olaf and other champions.
Yeah, as we saw in this game as well. You guys are obviously huge favorites to win the trophy again. This year, how do you reflect on your own performance so far, Wolf?
So SKT가 올해도 매우 강력한 우승 후보로 지금 경기를 하고 있는데 현재까지 본인의 경기력에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
지금까지는 그렇게까지 제 폼이 뭐 최상인 것 같진 않아요. 좀 실수도 많았고 근데 이번 롤드컵 탑 20 선정에 제가 좀 빠져 있더라고요. 그래서 이거 좀 보고 약간 서운했는데 그래서 지금 저보다 잘하는 선수가 누가 있는지 좀 궁금하네요.
I don't think I'm playing my best performance yet. I made some mistakes throughout the week, but before the World Championship, I saw the top 20 list, and I noticed that my name is not on there. And I was thinking, so who's better than me? Who's actually on the list? So it's kind of a mystery for me now.
All right, well, maybe our analysts know what to say about that. Thank you very much, Wolf. Congratulations on SKT. Another victory here in the group stage. Take it away, Dash.
Thank you very much, Shocks. Spawn, first things first.
Come on.
What do you have to say for yourself in that top 20 list there?
You put Mithy there. This
Huh?
is 3 times that
I know.
I've been brought up
It's a good
today.
day.
I mean,
It's a
the
good
list was
day.
done before Worlds, no cross-regional play.
All right, okay. But massive victory for SKT here, really separating themselves from the rest of the group. And honestly, a crushing defeat for C9 for it to have been as close of a game as it was for so long. I want to dive into Champion Select and talk about this high damage composition crafted by SKT.
Well, the first thing, obviously, you come in with Blank as the underperformer. You're thinking, they have to put him on a simple champion, Lee Sin, and he delivers. Oh, he had such a great game on Lee Sin, but the composition just having no frontline, and it's just so difficult to play a comp like that. And on the reverse side for Cloud9, they have to match that with a lot of coordinated engages, and we didn't see that out of them. We saw it towards the middle and later stages of the game with the Rise ultimate, but if that's not an every single fight, they're not going to be able to fight that heavy disengage.
I think SKT's comp is a comp that only they could play. Like, it's so hard to play. It's very fragile. If C9 get one engage, the game's absolutely over, but they disengage that so perfectly. Also, if you look at the lanes, the bot lane, they actually kill traded twice with the Olaf instead of just going down, and they also traded objectives better, which kept them in the game for so long.
Now, within the composition conversation, Spawn, I've got to wonder if Rumble would have been a better pick instead of Kennen, having seen Jin and Zyra locked in, knowing that, hey, I don't want to go into essentially melee form to get my AoE damage down. We could get this from range.
Yeah, you definitely have a look at this composition and you think they have to be on top of them to make it work. And with, Victor keeping you at bay with the Rylai's, with the Zyra running around, that was always going to be a hard job. But I think that Cloud9 did have the early game that should have been able to set them up for success. They were riding this on the razor's edge. If it tipped over, they would have been snowballed enough to get it done, but it just didn't ever get to that point.
And as you mentioned, SKT was able to craft a couple really fantastic fights. The first one coming 28 minutes into the game, Sneaky getting caught out. Nets a Baron for SKT, really extends the length of the game.
And Blank has only played 5 professional Lee Sin games, I believe, and being able to get a triple kick into a tag and assassinating Sneaky is a clutch play.
Multiple times throughout the game, he's been able to do that. And off this pick, they're going to be able to just pressure the actual Baron. And that's when SKT really grabs a hold of this game and never lets go. They're so disciplined at it, and it was just very enjoyable to watch.
And Lee Sin either makes you look amazing as a player or really, really bad. And Blank has had some poor performances on an international stage, but for him to be able to pick up that, turn it into what now looks to be a comfortable pick for him, and still show his mechanics is just really nice to see.
That fight gets SKT into the driver's seat, but let's take a look at an ace replay of the fight that secured the win for the defending world champions.
Again, the eyes really have to be on the Lee Sin right here. You see the Rise engage coming in. SKT knows this very well. They get Faker, but Blank also gets a 3-man knockup right into the Zyra ultimate. The disengage is on, and now C9 figures out that they can't actually pursue this fight anymore.
And what kind of composition is there that you're like, oh, we didn't get the Zyra, for all of a sudden we've all been nuked and everyone's dead? That is just so bizarre to have to say. But you know, SKT, they play it perfectly. Wolf gets out, and then they're just able to continue this. And one more time, they're flirting with danger, but they always come out ahead.
They kite so well with Bang. You saw initially Smoothie kind of giving himself up to kind of protect the entire team from getting chased, but unfortunately they were too close and they're able to get picked off, and the graph just shows that gold graph going crazy.
Well, and just look at the damage dealt to champions, right? You've got 2 players over 45k damage for SKT. The highest on C9 is just under 30k for Sneaky. I mean, that's just such an imbalanced damage chart. But the player that I want to highlight here, player of the game, goes to Blank. And Clement, I mean, I saw your reaction in that final fight under the inhibitor turret. What a play. I mean, he set up a couple highlight reel plays for
that. Really reminded me of Dandy level of Lee Sin play. Right at the end of that, he actually got both carries dead. He kicked and killed Sneaky and then kicked the Rise right out into the enemy, into SKT's composition, which was amazing to watch.
And we know he's a confident player, and being able to step on stage and montage people in the first game means that this team is now set up for huge success.
I was about to say, I want to talk about how now this affects the group, because SKT out to a 3-1 tournament record so far. Now, of course, IMA and Cloud9 are evened up at 2-2, and Flash Wolves, who we thought was going to be in contention, is down at 1-3. But SKT seem to be sitting pretty, and now it's a 3-horse race for that second slot.
So I think right now we can just forget about SKT. Just let them have first place, battle for second. I think the American pie is getting soggy, but it's still edible. I still believe in them, and I want to see them be able to take games against Flash Wolves and IMA.
Well, on the flip side, that's the exact game that we have. So join us on the other side of the break when Cloud9 matches up with Flash Wolves.
You guys know where like NA's last open was? Yes. Holy shit. Oh, here's Medios.
And here comes the play. They're going to land the headbutt pulverize onto Wolf, who's going to run out of health pretty rapidly. No flash. And who do they give the kill to? It's going to go over to Sneaky.
I'm TP. I'm behind Victor. I'm behind Victor.
Yeah, combo?
Yeah, combo.
Lead flash.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're in.
They cancel. Nice. They find Jensen, and that's going to be a deletion, but it's going to be one back in the mix. As the top laner's down, Sneaky cannot quite kill one off. Sneaky getting caught out. He's in danger. He can go down, and he does. Blank is on a rampage. 2 for 0. Now a double kill for Bang. Make it 3 already. Meteor's going to lose it. SK Telecom T1, the defending world champions, move on to 3-1 in the group.